Women will raise their sons to be the very man that they would never talk to if that man came into their life. When people come home from prison, they get more money and love than if somebody come home from college that's done graduated.
Damn. You know what I'm saying? We talking about snitching. We're not talking about the U.S. government, damn, they're trying to subtract everything that benefits black people.
Everything.
They know. Them ain't paying attention.
They ain't paying attention.
They over there talking about goddamn Pooh Shiesty and goddamn Lil Durk and all this and Diddy, all this shit. So we ain't even worried about them. But what we gonna do while they over there on that?
Yeah.
We gonna subtract all this shit that benefits them.
I see so many men that come home from prison and then they surprise their kids. And then they kids, you can hear the hurt and the pain. And when they cry, you know, it's that cry like somebody done died. Like, why black men don't like to go to the doctor? Because if we go to the doctor and the doctor tell us what's wrong, if we got to be out for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, everything gonna fall apart because everything is based upon our actions of what we give.
They're raising their kids with hate for the fathers and pushing their personal feelings off into the raising of their kids, which is discouraging the relationship with the fathers. You feel what I'm saying?
What's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy Willie J here, man, and I want to welcome y'all back to another special episode of the Healed and Heard Show. Man, I got a special guest here. This is my boy, you know, my brother, man. You know, we've been knowing each other for a minute, and I had to bring him on, man, because, you know, we've always had these conversations where it was like giving me information, I give him information. We've just gone back and forth and keeping it real. So, man, just introduce yourself, man. Tell the world who we got on the show today.
Man, nobody major, just being myself. Desrick, Atlanta, Georgia, Warner Robins, Georgia. We're gonna have a good conversation.
All day, man. Now, he say he trying to act, you know, like he ain't. No, this brother right here, man, I'm going to tell y'all, man, it was funny. We met at work, you know what I'm saying? And it was funny because we spoke. And then it was just like that. We hit it off, you know. So it's hard to find real people, you know what I'm saying? And that individuals that really just try to keep it real. So I said, man, you know what? It's been so many years and we always had these conversations. He hit me up and I was, man, look, let's go ahead and do this thing. So
most definitely.
what he told me, he said he wanted to talk about, you know what I'm saying? That's what's going on in the community right now, you know. Fatherhood, being a black man, you know, the disconnect that we have in the relationships and how can we find our way back. So that's what this episode is going to be about, man. How can we figure out how to take the disconnect, fix it so we can get back to each other, man? So, you know, first thing I want to talk about is fatherhood, you know. With you having, how many children you have again?
I got 3 kids. I got a 19-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 19-year-old son. 14-year-old and 11-year-old daughters.
Yeah. Our daughters actually go to the same school. We ain't even know it.
Right.
But man, just on your aspect, because, you know, you've been through things in relationships in life, you know, what would you say that you've learned throughout the years, man, that's like as a father that you maybe didn't see or get when you was growing up that you had to learn the hard way, but you was glad that you learned that lesson to be a father for your kids?
You know, it's the craziest thing that I tell people, and, you know, no shade to my father, but I can only speak my truth.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I always wanted to give my kids something that I never had, which was a present father in my life.
Yeah.
I knew my daddy. I see my daddy now. It was at my house last night.
Yeah.
He's not a bad person.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the best father as far as me growing up.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, all that trickles down from how he was raised.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that I say that. I think me being the father of who I am today was because I didn't have a father. It kind of benefited me, if that makes sense.
Push you to be better.
Because I knew how I felt when I played basketball or when I did X, Y, and Z, and my mama was always there.
Yeah.
Didn't miss a note. You a boy, you want to see your daddy.
You want to see your pop.
So, and never seeing him, I made sure my kids would never feel that, ever in life.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Even when they get grown, I don't care. I'm going to be their daddy forever.
And see, for one, I do want to give you kudos on that, bro, because I ain't going to lie to you. I always be, let me tell you, I be saying, this boy, I talk to him, and then the next day, he got his kids, in Florida. Like, damn, boy, I just talked to you last night at 9:30, 10 o'clock. How you get to Florida this quick? And he take his kids everywhere, and I give you kudos on that, bro, because a lot of we don't do that. You know, it's because it's something that we supposed to do. You know, yeah, we supposed to do it, but still though, everybody ain't doing that.
Right.
So, you know, you got to give people kudos.
And to make it clear, I'm not with the mother or any of my kids.
Yeah.
And I never look for props,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't be in the streets like a lot of my partners.
Yeah.
Because my first priority are those kids.
Those kids, bro.
So I spend a lot of time with my kids, and I take that seriously.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I
And
don't play with that.
And I'll be honest with the world and be honest with you too, man. To see how you did it, it actually switched the way that I was as a father as well too, because I call my daughters. I used to call not used to, I still call my daughters all the time.
Right.
But that time with them, you know what I'm saying? That time, because I was on the grind, man, trying to, you know, figure life out, trying to get to this money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Any way possible. Doing music at the time, you know, because when we first met, I was out that thing doo-wopping and show-stopping on them stages. Y'all don't know.
Luther Vandross.
Luther Vandross out this thing, you know what I'm saying?
Real.
But bro, it helped me to really understand that it ain't always about where you go. It's just about having that time. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think you said something to me about that one time, about that. Matter of fact, you did. When I first saw you at the school, you know, you like, dang, what? One of your daughters go here?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. He was like, you said something to me that you were doing, but you didn't know that you were saying it to me for me to do it.
Okay.
You was like, yeah, man, I don't never miss. You just said it, but you was like, I don't never miss nothing for my kids, man.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, it was they'll understand because I'm trying to get money for them, right? But I'm like, at what cost? If it's $1,000,
right,
10 years from now, they gonna remember
right
that I wasn't here at this particular time
for this critical moment.
Right. And that $1,000 been gone. But you remember this moment 10 years later. So that's what made me start calling more, FaceTime, you know, trying to spend more time.
And I'm gonna tell you what brought me to that point.
Yeah.
I don't glorify hustling and doing whatever it is that people do in the streets, but I've done that.
Yeah.
You know, and I was very successful at it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it took away from me being true to myself as far as knowing that at any given moment I can be taken away from these kids.
Yeah.
So I've seen partners of mine whose intentions was always to financially be a good father.
Yeah.
But couldn't physically be there.
Yeah.
And so one of my partners, he from New York, one of my best friends. Financially, the kids didn't want for nothing.
Yeah.
But he told me, say, bro, my kids should not feel honored to see me at something that's going on in their life. And what he meant by that, because I'm gone so much and I'm never there for anything that you do,
they happy to
when
see
you see me, it's like, oh damn, my dad in the house.
Daddy. Dang, they hit home, bro. Cause it's like if you always there, it's like, oh, I know my daddy gonna be here. They ain't even got long as you know,
right?
They know you're gonna be there.
Right.
That's something serious right there. I want y'all to understand, really understand what he just said. That your kids should not feel honored for you to be in their life or being at a certain situation or what they going through because you are always there so much.
Right.
They already trust and believe daddy gonna always be there. And that's important, bro. That hit home, real talk. Cause me and my pops cool as hell. And I called him and I talked to him before we were doing the show. I said, Pops, can I talk about, you know, my situation with you growing up? He was like, yeah. My dad was a functioning crackhead for years, right?
Same.
And
I ain't gonna say crackhead.
Yeah, but you know, my dad, pops, you know, you said I could. My pops smoked crack, you know what I'm saying, for years. But you couldn't tell it because he could be smoking and build your damn house, build your wing on your house, put your roof on, do electric work, right? So when it's not affecting somebody's life like that, it's hard for you to tell them not to do it because it ain't affecting everything else in their life, right?
Right.
But it was affecting our relationship. And he told me, he was like, the reason why I stayed away from you was because you were the only one that didn't look at me like I was a nobody because I did that, right?
Right.
And one day I came home to see him. I was like 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
And this, my pops is the reason why I don't smoke, drink, ain't never did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
My pops and that side of the family, they just, that's, it is what it is.
All right.
I came home and I asked where he was at. They was like, he down there at the 2-story. It was just a little 2-story house. Walked up there, knocked on the door, and when I opened the door, he had a pipe to his mouth. And I saw in his eyes, he was like begging me to say it's okay. He was shaking. I was like, go
That's
ahead,
how hooked
Pops.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how hooked he
I
was.
said, go ahead. He hit it. And you, like you said, you done been, so that smell, if you don't know that smell, it's a whole different,
It's a different type of
it's
smell.
a different type of smell. So I let up the window, closed the door, let it air out for a little bit, and I sat there and talked to my pops for like 2 or 3 hours. He ain't say nothing to me.
Right.
He was just sitting there on the floor. We was talking, and at that moment, I forgave him.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the years, it's funny how we the kids, but we become the parent at some point, because now they call us for advice and, you know, situations. And now when I talk to my pops, it's like I'm talking to my pops through things. But when he told me the stuff he went through as a kid, I see why the hell he's smoking crack. Hell, I probably would be smoking crack and drinking. You know, I'm just being real,
Right.
because back then you
It
couldn't
was
talk
so
about it.
accessible too.
It was.
You
And
feel what I'm saying?
you know, counseling, you can't talk to nobody, none of that. You know, these type of conversations you wouldn't even be able to have back then. So, Pops, I love you. And I as I told you before, I forgive you. And I always got your back. And, but it's just, like you said, the things that you experienced with your dad that you didn't experience, you made sure that you weren't going to have your kids like
Yeah.
that. And that's how I was with
And
my
you know,
kids.
it's crazy because I hated my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was my hero up until I got old enough to realize who he was.
Yeah.
But then until I matured into another level,
Yeah.
like I am now,
Experience life.
to see why he was, who he was, that's when that hate went away.
Yeah.
Because, man, my dad would come pick me up. I always say, I grew up on Bankhead. I grew up in Warner Robins and Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from both cities. I grew up half and half.
Yeah.
So in Atlanta, I grew up on Bankhead. I was with he's my uncle, but I actually called him my granddad. He raised me.
Yeah.
Him and my mama. I used to always wonder why my daddy got to come pick me up from over here. You feel what I'm saying? But I remember going to the window, watching my daddy out the window until he pulled up. And then when he dropped me off, I'm watching him until he pulled off, because I knew it'll be a long time before I see him again. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that love that I had for him as a hero, when I got 16, 17, it turned into hate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I started doing all type of shit. My mama called my daddy one time, and it's funny. She called my daddy. He was sitting on the couch. I had been doing all type of stuff. So she had tried everything. She got tired of beating my ass. She's like, let me let his daddy come talk to him. I walked in the house and seen my dad, and I normally pops, boom, boom, boom. I looked at my dad, I looked at my mom, I said, I don't know what you called him for. He can't say shit to me, and kept walking. And that's the type of feelings I had for him until I got older. Then I understood, okay, damn, I didn't know my daddy was on drugs.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He was dealing with his own demons.
Yeah.
How can I expect for that man? It's not an excuse now.
Yeah.
It's never an excuse, but now when I talk to my dad, I'm talking to my dad like I'm the pops.
That's it. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like you just said.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, it's just a reflection on how we was raised. And I just made sure when I got my own, and it's crazy because me and my son, we don't have a good relationship.
What?
And a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
But it's because of, I'm not gonna go bad on the black woman, but we have black women these days that so used to being single mothers, they're raising their kids with hate for the fathers and pushing their personal feelings off into the raising of their kids, which is discouraging the relationship with the fathers. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So the mother of my son, she was cool with him calling another man father or dad, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I paid child support for this man for 18 years. I'm taking care of this man. I'm getting this man whenever I could.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I say about the daughters of my mother, she don't fool with me on that.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? She don't give me no issues.
Yeah.
Routine. Every other weekend.
Yeah.
Every other weekend.
Yeah.
Every other weekend. That shit ain't stopping. Holidays.
To the point I saw them grow up like
right. Since they were little.
Yeah.
But my son was always kind of, I don't blame him. It was kind of like everything that his mom is attached to, that's the direction that he's going.
Yeah.
She's not pushing, hey, call your daddy, which he didn't have to call his daddy because I'm calling trying to get him. But I can't get him because it's under, I tell people,
he probably don't, not to cut you off, he probably didn't know that you was trying to get him as much as well too, as you was.
Well, you know, I've had conversation with him over time since he's been 17, 18 years old, and he knows.
Yeah.
But the shit that's been so much embedded into him that he saw from his mother, it still has tarnished what we got going on. And you know, at the end of the day, it's just, as a black man, this is like what you deal with. And a lot of people understand, as a black man, that's a job, to be honest with you, bro, sad to say, I wouldn't even want to give nobody. Because it's the hardest shit ever. You got to deal with automatically, what do women tell? We ain't got to tell your father. So we already teaching the younger generation
to keep it,
how to lie to who's supposed to be the man of the household. The leader. You feel what I'm saying? We go out here in these streets and we hustle and we grind and we do everything to give
back to the family
peace. But can't even get peace at home. But at the end of the day, you have to intune yourself to the point where you remove yourself from any feelings of that. Because it's going to be a distraction. You
still got to go.
Nobody give a damn about my feelings, bro.
And you know what, bro? That's a good segue into it. Being a black man right now. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was talking to T as I was on the way over here. The crazy part is, when I had the most money is when I had the lowest self-esteem. Because I was always giving to people and I never received anything back. And it wasn't like I was doing so that they could, but when I needed help, why can't you help me?
Right.
Why can't you have my back? I had partners that was doing music, and I'm like, bro, I'm out this motherfucker. Y'all, it's all right. I'm gonna say motherfucker because it's serious on this one.
Shit, I was trying to hold my shit back, nigga, because I didn't know what type of shit we
had
going on right here.
You can go motherfucker shit. You know, go in.
My mama might watch it, so I ain't
we can bleep it out. We can bleep it out.
I get it from, you know.
Yeah, but you know, it was but I had, bruh, I helped so many people, bruh. To one year I was making so much money that I was, you know, giving money to people, buying food, help people pay their child support up so they can get their license back a couple times, like, because I was making the bread, right? This was before I had kids. And man, I had gave so much that by the end of the year, I was sleeping in my damn car. And I didn't even know how I got there, right? But I realized that years later, because I had so much low self-esteem and I wanted everybody to love me and everybody to, you know, see me as who I thought I should be, that I put too much of me out and I didn't keep enough of myself for me.
Right.
So, man, it was me, bro. I would be sitting in the car crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, man, why don't nobody love me? But the crazy part was, the people that did love me was the ones that I pushed to the side, because those was the ones that was telling me, hey, what you doing, bro? You know you ain't right, right? And then when you at that point of your life, you don't want to hear, you don't want to hear dog telling me I ain't right. I ain't right, but I'm right enough to go in this pocket for what I'm doing and give it to you. That's right. But the actions to get it, you saying ain't right. So you can't say the actions are wrong, but then be accepting of what those actions bring to give to you, right?
But you know, I didn't think, I wouldn't even call it you having low self-esteem. You just was a genuine person that loved people, bro.
Yeah.
Because I've done the same thing, and probably I'm going to continue to do the same thing, even though I tell myself I'm not. Because that's just who I am as a person. But I'm going to tell you what's, that I'm not above of, and that's having conversations with someone, because it's stuff that I deal with that I can't even really address, like mental, physical health. I have things that's going on within myself that I can't even address, bro, because I think it's going to be a distraction for me as a provider, as a man, to all these people that depend on me, to these kids, my grandmama, my mama. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, my lady, whoever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying? And it's sad, bro, because at the end of the day, if I do take time off because of who I am and the people that I provide for, they start getting affected. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even with a job, when I work corporate America, you lose your job, your child support come out your check.
Yeah.
Nigga, you miss one check, you getting a letter, your license about to be suspended.
I'll tell you, boy.
You feel what I'm saying?
I feel you, boy.
And I tell people, and I told my mama this one time, that, a man is respected by what he can do. You feel what I'm saying? He's not loved unconditionally. He's loved on the conditions of what he can
provide. Yep.
The moment you're not able to provide X, Y, and Z, you ain't shit.
Yeah. It's crazy because, again, me and T be having this conversation. Me and you don't have these conversations. When you have to find that fine line, bro, of giving and saying no, because if you give too much, then they gon' look at you as, like, he's doing too much, and now they start expecting it.
Right.
And then when you stop, now they looking at you like, why you saying no to me? You know how they say you can say 1,000 yeses. You say one no, and then it's like you ain't said yes ever.
Yep.
Right? So I'll say, bruh, is that I'm learning myself as well. It doesn't matter if it's kids, my mama, my lady. Sometimes you gotta say no, bruh.
You gotta choose you sometimes.
Sometimes. And that's even on your aspect of, with your health. Like, you gotta think about it as well too. At some point, God forbids, what if it get to a point to where you can't ignore it? And then now instead of
what's crazy thing, that's what sometimes a nigga be waiting on. I deal with this shit when I gotta deal with it. But right now, I gotta get this because I gotta pay for this. I gotta take care of this. I gotta be here for that. I gotta be there for that.
And see, y'all listen to what he's saying. I want y'all to really understand is that as real men, because you got boys out here that's got a man's age, but we talk about real men that want to make sure that everybody good. We know something be wrong with it. That's why y'all always talk about why black men don't like to go to the doctor. Because if we go to the doctor and the doctor tell us what's wrong, if we got to be out for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, everything gonna fall apart because everything is based upon our actions of what we give.
Yep.
And the sad part is that so many of us have been trained to say that our value is in our pockets and not our presence, that by the time our pockets is empty, we feel like we don't have no value at all.
And that's why with the younger generation, I'm like, it's not too many males in my family on my dad's side or my mother's side. I'm surrounded with a bunch of females. And so me, as my position on both sides of the family, I've always tried to play a position of like being a man that's giving that influence to the younger generation. Like, I ain't never told my young cousins go sell some dope. I ain't never passed them no blunt. I ain't never like, boy, what you drinking on? Like, now when you become 21 and you start doing whatever you
make
do,
your own decision.
That's your choice. But the influence that I'm gonna give you, that shit gonna be positive, dog. You feel what I'm saying? But us as a community, we have valued the wrong things, which make us now view success as, what kind of car you drive, brother? Where you live at? You feel what I'm saying? Not know, hey man, I'm over here at my cousin's football game. I'm at my niece's basketball game. I'm at my daughter's cheerleading game. I'm checking on my grandma frying fish every Friday. You see what I'm saying? I'm throwing cookouts for the family. I'm showing up for everybody I can show up for.
That's real wealth.
You feel what I'm saying? But we ain't talking about that shit.
Man.
And that's my post, even on social media. I post family shit. Give a fuck about no jury and no shit like that. Just because I like it, I don't value this shit.
I'll tell you this though, this boy can cook. Let me tell you something.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Chef
Dirt. Hey,
Chef
listen,
Dirt.
listen, let me tell you. I had went over his house one time, and he had cooked. I think he was like some stuffed fish or something. And he was like, "Man, I cooked all this." I said, "Man, you ordered it." He got it in the pot, the pots laid out like he got it catered and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I asked Mom, I was like, "Did he cook this?" And she was like, "Yeah, he cooked that." And then I start seeing him, you know what I'm saying? So shameless plug, you know what I'm saying? If y'all ever need something catered, hey, Chef Dirk got you now. You
I'm
know
gonna
what I'm
text you
saying?
though,
You know?
because I only do it unless you're my people. But
But
that's the
no,
stuff that I value.
that's the stuff you value. And
You
that's
feel what I'm
crazy
saying?
because you right. I forgot who it was, but they said when people come home from prison, they get more money and love than if somebody come home from college that's don't graduated.
Damn.
And I said, golly, because when you think about it, when somebody come home from prison, everybody want to make sure they got their clothes together, make sure they got some money in their pocket, make sure they mind straight, like, hey man, don't get back out there. But when you come home from college, hey, congratulations. And that's it.
Where you working at?
You see what I'm saying? But not saying, okay, look, you don't went to college. What you went to college for? Okay, look, what are you going to do with your life? What you trying to do with the career-wise? Okay, so if you want to do that, hey, how about this? I give you some bread, such and such, so that you can get your mind right. Because when you get out of college, bro, you still don't know what you really want to do. Most people don't, right? So when he said that, he said people from prison get more love and support than people that's either in college or coming home from college.
And it's true, because everybody that come home from prison, the first thing that the family do is do a welcome home party.
Yeah.
So we honoring this motherfucker going to jail, because even though I've done things that can put me in the penitentiary, I was always told by the OGs, hey man, you ain't no real G if you go to jail.
That
or
right
getting
there.
caught.
Yeah.
Like even the way that people move now, everybody who's doing things in a certain light, why is you on the internet?
Internet doing it. Like
You
they
feel what I'm
telling on
saying?
themselves.
So we're honoring somebody coming home
Yeah.
who went away from doing some shit that I'm trying to keep this younger generation
from.
Hey man, we finna go to your uncle goddamn Frank home release party. What'd he do? Oh shit, he went to prison for shooting somebody.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But we finna go celebrate that he coming home.
Yeah. That's
Not doing that dumb shit.
That's crazy, man, because we won't realize also too to segue into relationships, man. When you go to prison, fellas, you ain't just going to prison yourself. Your family going to prisons. If you're in a relationship, your marriage in prison, your kids in prison, your mama, your daddy, cousin, best friends that you know what I'm saying, we all go with you, right? And if it's because you protecting somebody, that's different.
Right.
Now, if you protecting yourself for somebody, I got your back. I'm gonna put money on your books and all. But if your ass keep going to jail and you keep going to jail for selling drugs or robbing somebody, why would I want to continue to help you? You ain't making a decision to help yourself, but you want me to take my time, my hard-earned money, and be able to help you while you locked up. I never understood that. And the problem,
and I've done it a million times.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? We go through that. But I also want to talk about the relationships that it hurts, the connections. Like I see so many men that come home from prison and then they surprise their kids. And then they kids, you can hear the hurt and the pain. And when they cry, you know, it's that cry like somebody done died. Like, you know, so I want y'all to think about that, fellas. Like being out here in these streets, you know, sometimes I get why some people do it. You know, I do it. You know, I really do. I don't experience it. I done did some things I ain't had no business doing. But I didn't even have to do it. I just chose to do it because I wanted something, right? But it's real people out here that do it because they're trying to find a means to an end. I'm not talking about you all. I'm not saying that that's right, but I do understand. But the ones that's out there that just making the decision just to do it, some of these people don't, you be on the corners, and by the time you calculate all the hours that you don't been on the damn corner, you could have went to Walmart and got a stocking job and been making more than that per hour when you think about it.
And see, the thing, like I was saying, back to our people, we glorify the streets now.
Yeah.
And so now kids want to, if you ask most kids who they look up to, it's a rapper.
Yeah.
It's some form of entertainment. It ain't Martin Luther King. It ain't, you know what I'm saying, Barack Obama. It ain't even your mom and daddy no more.
No more. Yeah.
So we glorified by entertaining about somebody snitching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about snitching. We're not talking about the U.S. government, them they're trying to subtract everything that benefits black people.
Everything.
They know. Them niggas ain't paying attention.
They ain't paying attention.
They over there talking about goddamn Pooh Shiesty and goddamn Lil Durk and all this and Diddy, all this shit. So we ain't even worried about them. But what we gonna do while they over there on that?
Yeah.
we go subtract all this shit that benefits them
Mm-hmm.
right before our eyes and don't even know it.
Yep.
And that's why. And I don't. And let me say this too. I can never knock what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2025, if you out there in the streets trying to hustle and think that's the way of life, it's not, because the streets is dead.
Dead.
Everybody's telling, and if they're not telling, they know somebody who know what they doing. That's go tell.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing wrong with getting a job.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with doing whatever you can to survive that don't take you off these streets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But hustling is,
it ain't.
It's a different. I hustle different now.
And that's it. If you can hustle, I forgot what guy said it. It was a doctor that was talking about people that are able to have people that work underneath them on the streets. You're able to create a organization where you hide it from the public, but the organization is for the public.
Right.
And you're able to make money and a living from it. If you can hustle that way, why can't you go legit and do the same thing? You can talk people into doing something illegal to make money. Why can't you talk somebody that's legal into making money for you as well too? And when you got that type of hustle in you, corporate life ain't got nothing on you. Once you understand the lingo, you understand that it's the same thing. They just understand it on a different aspect of how to word it, how to put it. You see all these laws where it's like you said, they taking stuff away, but then they putting stuff back in place that's for everybody else that's making money, but it ain't for the people that really need it. So you got to really learn and understand that. You got a cell phone, you got an iPad, you got tablets, all of this. You can't tell me that you can't research how to make money the legal way.
Right.
When we was growing up, we ain't had no dang cell phones. If you had, the way you knew to come home was when the street lights came on. You ain't have no phone or nothing to tell you what time it was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we was out there hustling from the mud. That's the real mud back then. That's the real mud, because we really was in the mud. You know what I'm saying? Now, you come on now, you wearing J's and your shoes always clean. You get new shoes every 2 weeks because your parents buying it for you. You ain't hustling. You ain't getting it out the mud.
But you know, everything circles back around to our people.
Yeah.
And that's why we got to stay connected. At the end of the day, if I reach one, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
But even with the parents of how we move as an older generation, the older heads. When you look on the internet now, I see the black women, the black men, the black queens, doing a podcast on relationships and stuff like that. We ain't talking about no mother father household. We ain't talking about people being married no more. That's out there. We talking about what type of nigga to get based on what he got.
Yeah.
You got the women talking about, I want this type of nigga. First of all, why you want a nigga? We talking about a black man. You feel what I'm saying? I want a nigga that's gonna do X, boom, 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 boom. So the kid like, oh, mama messing with the nigga that do boom, boom, boom. I want to be like this nigga. You feel what I'm saying? We're not back to the morals and values and principles no more that keeps us together.
Yeah.
Where we can build this community up the right way. From a poverty level, we second in poverty as far as being the brokest community in the United States. The Mexicans have a better poverty rate than we do. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But we spend the most money on things that hold no value instead of trying to put value back into our community and our people. And even though I push for that, bro, and I go hard for it, and it's one of the most stressful jobs that I got because I'm all about my family. I'm all about keeping people together, but I have so many problems by being that person in my family. You know what I'm saying? It's never a problem with me putting in, but when I want to pull out, it's an issue. You feel what I'm saying?
It's sad, bro, and I get exactly what you're saying. And the reason why is because, from my perspective, people get so used to you being the strong one that by the time you be like, no, listen, I've been doing this, but what we need to do, when you say we, is like, well, you always do. Right. Why do we have to now do, right?
Right.
So even in that aspect, that's why, I told you, hey, bro, I want you to talk that real because you've experienced things on a different level than I have. We experience some things the same, but we also experience different things.
Right.
And I know I want y'all to hear what he's saying, young man. Like real talk, brothers. Y'all ain't no YN. Now you got some YNs out there, but if you watching this, you ain't no YN. You one of those type boys that's gonna grow up to wear a quarter zip.
Right.
You saw that they've been talking.
Right.
They've been trying to do the quarter zips. Listen to what he's saying. It, understand that you don't know everything. I don't know everything. He don't know everything, and even the people that's got a lot of money don't know everything. But if we come together and be willing to listen to each other, that's when we can build as a people.
And stop calling these young brothers YNs.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
It's a difference though.
Stop calling them
Yeah,
that.
it's not. It's some out here.
Right.
That's some YNs.
And it is, but I ain't gonna never call them that.
I got you. I get you because you speaking that into their life.
Uplifting and we guiding but that's tearing down at the same. It's like somebody saying, man, such and such, but
yeah.
As soon as you said but, you done already took away from the value of what you're trying to lead with.
So I wanna show you in real time, right? What happens when somebody point out something to you when you wrong, you gotta acknowledge it and change from it. I appreciate you for saying that, cause I'm like, yeah.
No, I wasn't saying you was calling them YNs.
No.
I was talking to people in general.
I
ain't checking you on your show.
No. Real talk, bro.
Right.
No, real talk. I want y'all to understand and hear this. This is real talk.
Right.
It's not that you was trying to check me.
Right.
You was giving me a different perspective on what I was thinking.
Right.
And when you gave me that perspective, I realized you're right.
Right.
So now that he's right, I apologize that I've been calling y'all YNs. Even though y'all out here doing hoodlum stuff, I still don't have to call you that. Like you said, you gotta speak. You gotta speak.
Right.
Speak the life into.
Right.
I ain't been speaking life into y'all. So I apologize. And like I was telling you, the conversation I had with this dude, and it's crazy how it all come back. Because if you look at him, he looked like a YN, right? So I'll tell you real quick a story. I was going to a restaurant. It was some dudes, black dudes, and we got to get past the not speaking to each other. Just because I don't know you, I can't still say what's up. But it was a story. I was going to a restaurant, walked past a couple black dudes, and something in me just said, man, why you walk past them, So I turned back. I was like, man, I apologize, y'all, man. I'm walking past y'all, and I had my button up and stuff like that. So I knew they was going to be more susceptible to me because I wasn't dressed like, a thug or nothing, right? So I was like, man, I apologize, man. How y'all doing today, right? And one dude asked me, why you ask me that? And then I was like, man, I just wanted to ask, man, I'm trying to do something different where when I see black men speak to him, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, I appreciate that, bro. My mama just died and ain't nobody asked me how I'm doing. Yep. And that hit me, right? And the dude started crying.
That's crazy.
Now he got other dudes around him, they talking, but none of them asked him.
Don't even know what's going on.
Don't even know what's going on. So you listen to me. Y'all don't understand that it be people out here that's going through hell and still got a smile on their face.
Yeah.
And a lot of us as men, we know how to hide that. But you got to understand, if you hiding it from me, you can't get mad that I don't see it.
Right.
So that's why I talk to men and tell y'all, don't be afraid to speak how you feel. Now, watch who you speak to, because some people going to try to use it against you.
Oh, yeah.
But don't be afraid to talk about how you feel, man. Don't hold it in, because listen, I'm going to tell you for a fact, bro, when I was going through and I was stressed, and I said this on another show, I was stressed. I was so stressed going through, I thought I was impotent. Like I couldn't even have sex to save my life. And sorry, baby girl that's out here. I just want to say I was just at that place, bro, where I was nothing worked, no pills, nothing, right? And I went to a doctor, and the doctor was like, "What you stressing about?" And I was like, "I ain't stressed about nothing." But we don't realize that it's stress because we so used to going through it and dealing with it that we don't even realize it's stress.
We made it the norm.
Made it the norm. We as I say, we go through hell trying to make it heaven, right? And when he told me, he said, you need to go to a counselor. Man, I went to counseling. We were talking about it, bro. And I got that stuff off my chest. Boy, the girl at the time I was talking to, boy, I got that off my chest, boy. And I was sitting in the car. and then something started tingling. I'm finna, baby, hey.
Came back to life.
Came back to life, baby. I don't came back to life, but just know I'm about to take your life. I'm on my way to the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say, man, listen, we don't understand how stress affects us, bro. It don't just affect you mentally, but it can affect you physically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man?
I've had to learn really this year how to remove stress. If I didn't remove certain relationships, I would have let it consume me with stress. And sometimes you got to give up certain things to have your peace of mind.
Yeah.
And it may be certain people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And man, a partner of mine just died. We were having a conversation just like that. He was having a conversation with my father, matter of fact, and he just died of a heart attack.
Hey.
Night before, whatever, altercation, stress, whatever. You just never know.
You never know.
I got partners dying in their 50s, 40s, 30s and shit.
Yeah.
Now, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you just can't be doing it, man. But you know, I was gonna say this about going back to the youth and relationship that I lost is because I won't break down to the normalcy that our adults have made it as far as trying to be our kids' friends, which is not elite into showing them how to be positive black people in this world.
Yeah.
So because I'm not gonna crack to the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna be, you know, a child called me and was like, I'm talking to a child on the phone. I'm like, yo, what's going on with you? I'm stoned. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? Hey, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? But some people
are okay with it.
Some adults are think it's better to be their friends and be with the bullshit that they own and take them to the NBA YoungBoy concert and be on all this bullshit. And I'm not finna do that.
Yeah.
And I'm losing relationships because I'm talking about family relationships, because I'm gonna keep pouring that positive shit. Yeah. And for the most part now, 85% of my family respect it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can call their kids and be like, hey, boom, boom, boom. And they mama ain't finna call and say shit to me. What Desiree said.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
And they already know. Like that. They already know what it is.
It's supposed to be like
that. That's the village mentality that they had back in the day. You know, when we growing up, our neighbors could whoop our ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Hey, Doretha, I saw Willie up there and I straightened her up. Okay, and then he or she don't straighten us up. When we get home, mama straighten us up. You know what I'm saying? Now you can't say nothing to somebody's kids because they going to be like, don't you talk to my kid like that. But your kid out here being a hair raiser. You know what I'm saying? Your kid keep getting suspended from school or fighting people or something like that, being disrespectful. So if what you're doing is not working, you need some help. That's where the village come in.
And you know what the crazy part is? What you saying today, it can be your own child. That the mother is like, why you say that? Why you do that?
Yeah.
And now here we go back to the black man in the It's like a fighting battle on every single element.
Yeah.
But hey, I got to keep pushing.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this, and I ain't afraid to say it because I'm just if y'all want to come for me, come for me. For the fathers that's out there that's trying to be in their children's life, that's trying to do right by their children and lead and guide their children. Mothers, if he a good man, shut up and let that man be a man. Because we can't tell you how to be a mother because we ain't a woman. Let him do what he's supposed to do, especially if it's a little boy. Because I tell you this, when he get out here in this world, all of that baby in you did, it's going to hinder him from growing as a man. And if something I talk about, and I hear other people talk about, women will raise their sons to be the very man that they would never talk to if that man came into their life.
Damn.
Because you raising him to be soft, you raising him to be dependent on you.
That's some real shit,
a lot of boys can't cook, they don't know how to clean, you know what I'm saying, don't know how to take care of themselves. Right. So now your son don't grew up and now other little girls are out here dealing with him and they don't want to deal with him because you did what you know that little girls and women is not going to accept. But because that's your son, you babied him. If he got a father in his life, step out the way and let him do what he's supposed to do. Because you ain't making by yourself. He was with the father in his nutsack longer than he was in your belly.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? You got to understand this. It's a team effort, and you know, I'll say my daughter's mother's my oldest daughter's mother. You know, she told me you can get her. You want to come get her now? You know that's you know, me and my middle daughter's mother, we had our little problem. You know, and but my youngest daughter's mother, I appreciate you, baby girl. You know, cause you definitely have stepped up in the way that you are.
Right.
And we got to be honest, you know, a lot of the stuff, it was my fault because I was still dibbling dabbling.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Be consistent too.
And I was a part of the problem because I was creating the problem because I allowed certain situations to happen to create the problem in my life. But it's brothers like this, you know, that want to be in their children's life. My boy T, my boy Clears. You know, it's people in my life that, you know, they are there in their children's lives. But
I say this to the men too, and I understand why the women operate like that sometimes. I never understand making your child deceitful towards their father or lying to their father, things of that nature. But I understand why some women feel like the power that they have with their kids is because of the mother they had to be, which was single. And you know, a lot of these fellas, they get mad at the women
up and doing what they supposed
for
to
the
do.
most part. Most of the guys that I know do what they're supposed to do.
That's it, yeah.
But also there's another part where majority of them are not. And and it has to be consistent.
Yeah.
You can't be a part-time father. See, and when guys tell me, hey man, I ain't in my child life, man, because the mother of the kids make, you know, boom, boom, boom. Nigga, that's the worst shit you could ever tell me. Because nigga, I pay the cost to be the boss when it comes to my kids. Because if I can pay to go out here to the strip club, if I can pay out here and go party, I can pay out here to take a goddamn girl out, I can take that same money and go down here to the court and get my rights. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they don't see the value in it.
No.
Yeah.
No, and you and fellas, they don't do that. You can't do that shit. You brought these kids into this world. They didn't ask to be here. You got to handle your business, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even fool with a nigga that don't take care of his kids.
Yeah. It was and I like to do a lot of reading and YouTube and to like get a better understanding of different people. And Greg Jakes, I think that's his name, as a white guy, he said he won't do business with a man that will not be in his wife or children's life more than he is at work. And they was like, well, what if he's the only breadwinner? He said, if you don't know how to separate family and job, when you lose family because of the job, and then all you have is the job, how are you going to complain that the job that you staying at made you lose your family? And then he said, even worse, what if you lose your family and the job?
You're right.
And then he was like, now that's why a lot of men are depressed. Suicide rate in men is 2 or 3 times higher than it is in women, because you work, and you see your value in what you do, like you said at the beginning, and not who you are as a man, right? So it comes all full circle, man. And I want to end it like this and say, first, I appreciate you for coming through. I know it was a truck and drive out here.
Yeah, man, this shit is out of town, brother. And you know the
police
is out here.
Listen, I hear. But you know what though, bro? The knowledge that you gave today really is gonna hit home for a lot of people. Like you said, you know, for the men that's doing good, that want to be in your children's life, continue to be that. If you out here being a fugazi and you ain't doing right, you ain't trying to be in your kids' life, but you always out here turning up, you always out here in the club, you always got the latest and the greatest on, but you ain't finding a way to get to your kids, shame on you.
Yeah.
Because you are one of the main problems of why good men have a problem in the court system, because there's so many of y'all doing the bad shit instead of so many of us coming together.
Right.
Find a way back to you. And if you don't feel that you're valuable enough to be in your kid's life, then start getting that value. However you feel, whatever you need. Start putting yourself back in your place, man, because we need more fathers in our kids' lives. Even if the kid don't have a father, if you know your niece or your nephew, show up, like you said, bro. If you can't do that, then what are you truly here for? If you can't help family, and I'm not saying financially, but mentally, emotionally, guidance, helping them understand, What are you truly here for? To use and abuse, or are you here to help heal and grow? And what, you got anything else you want to end on?
I would just say, this is to my black brothers. Let's get back to being true black men. Even though we have what we deal with, we still got to operate on a black man platform. Let's lead. Stop competing with the black female. Yes, we have it bad, but they have it bad too.
Yeah.
Stop being jealous of the black female. You feel what I'm saying? Like, get back to the value of knowing that there's nothing wrong with showing these younger generations how to do things the right way. There's nothing wrong with being a family man. I prefer to be a family man than a street man. I respect my kids' opinion more than anything. Let's just get back to taking control of being the man in the family, because black people, we going backwards in society, but we got to stick together as a community. You feel what I'm saying? Love on your people. Don't make it come with stress. If you got to love them from a distance, do that. But my brothers, we got to get back to being real men out here, dog. For real. Fuck that popularity shit. A real man is about his family and his kids. And I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Already, bro.
Love.
Hey, and on that, man, I want to say this. As he said, man, this the Healed and Heard show. Fellas, black men, let's get back to being a community, because if we work together, we can build together, we can grow together. It's your boy, Willie J. I got my boy here, Dez. We out. Peace, baby.